YouTube, Sim Nation, stand up. Yo, what up? It's your boy Gettin. This is a real quick intro, insight video, a real quick what just transpired. Apex put out a video about 3 weeks ago. I'll put a link in the description or a annotation in the whole video. But he put out a whole video and it was labeled the travesty. He was referring and talking about the whole EA licensing deal and why 2K doesn't make any football games. But I made a rebuttal on that about a week ago. I meant to put it up, but the file was way too large, meaning it was way too long in minutes. So I had to cut it up, but I didn't have enough time to do that because, like I said, I flew to Florida, very beautiful place, and I actually might move out there. I'm not too sure. But anyway, just to prove to you guys that I did that real quick. Okay, so if you can look, these are all my files, and this is my YouTube HD videos. This is it. The label of mine is The True Travesty, part 1 and 2. As you can see, I did that on 7/2/2012. I just didn't have enough time to put it out there, but let me stop wasting time. Let me get back on that right now. I gotta cut up part 1 and 2 because it was one full video. So let's do it right now. Peace out. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
YouTube, Sim Nation, stand up. Haters, get out of here. Yo, I mean haters of 2K football, get out of here. I'm not just talking about them. I'm talking about EA football haters. Get out of here. We ain't talking about hate. Okay, that's the number one thing I want to say right now. We shouldn't be hating on any game because the games have done nothing to you. Some games could be great, some games could be bad, but it's just a video game. So let's stop hating on games. Let's hate the big dogs, like the corporations out there that are doing all types of shady work, not the game itself. So this video, I was going to put it on my channel, but I figured I should put this on the Sim Standard channel because this is a much more of a broader topic, and I really think we need to get as many ears as possible. And really, I'm really defending my TSS brothers in this one. And another thing I want to say is much respect to Apex. I have no problems with him. I think he's a really good guy. He really stands for something bigger than most of us. You know, he's really deep in his religion and God and everything, and that's great. And it takes a man with, you know, big cojones to step away from YouTube to be a more religious and spiritual person. So much respect to him. I have no animosity toward Apex or anything like that. This is a very highly respectable debate here. So he released his video, which was called Apex Speaks on Madden 13, The Travesty of the Stolen Standard. Now, of course, it's a good video, but I don't agree with the video. There are 3 main points, one core element that I just do not agree with. We're gonna break it up into 3 parts, but it's gonna be in one video. I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as possible. But let's look at number 1, the core element. The core element, why I feel Apex is just wrong. And by the core element, everything trickles down. But here we go. Let's look at a small snippet of what Apex said in his the very core element of his whole debate. Check this out.
All Pro simulated football the best. So All Pro football became the standard, became the simulation standard for football. Now, they took that away from the people. Of course, the NFL and EA took that away from the people 7 years ago.
Okay, you guys saw that. You guys heard it. So he said that, now this is the core thing of his whole argument, is EA stole stole simulations, exact words, stole simulation from 2K Sports. And it's a travesty because they were ahead of EA at the time, and even after, EA hasn't made a better football game. And just to piggyback off of that, because I do agree with half of that, okay? I agree that EA took the better game, the better simulated game. I agree with that. And they have yet to make a better game than All Pro Football. I agree with that. But the main element that's wrong, as you can see, there's an image that popped up on your screen just now. Now, the reason why it's wrong at its core is because there's no way, this is by law, there's no way that a company can make a monopoly on a genre. They can only get a license. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way EA has the simulation football license. That doesn't exist. That's what you would call a monopoly. Having the NFL license and making a simulated game or whatever game you want, you could do that. It's unfortunate nobody likes it. I'm not condoning it. It's the wrong way to go about business because it's a lose-lose situation for the gamer, and at the end of the day, it's a lose-lose situation for the actual company who's doing it. In this case, EA, because EA actually lost money on the deal. That's why they extended the offer for another year. Now, let's look at the whole NFL licensing deal, because that's the only thing that EA did. They got the NFL license. Now, that image is on your screen. Let's read it. I know it's probably small that you can't see it, so let's read it. This is the exclusive rights for the NFL. In 2004, EA signed an exclusive license through 2009 with the NFL and the NFLPA to give the company the exclusive rights to use the NFL team, stadiums, and players in a video game. The deal reportedly was worth $300 million and later extended to 2013, has been widely criticized. This exclusive license prevents other official NFL video games. Some competitors, such as Blitz the League series, have elected to continue seeking to distinguish themselves through innovative gameplay, while others, such as NFL 2K series, have ceased production. In 2007, after the NFL deal, I'm ad-libbing a little bit, but let's read. In 2007, 2K Sports released All Pro Football 2K8, which used former NFL stars. We all know this. Even Apex knows this. But what he failed to mention is 2K chose not to make any more football games. That's the main problem. They weren't forced out. They chose. They made about maybe 1 to 2 critical errors with All Pro Football. Number one is, and everyone knows this, the number one reason why All Pro Football died or failed as a game sales, not as a game, but as game sales go, it failed because it had no franchise. You had a 1-season mode and had no franchise. That means they had all the features that was in 2K5 was erased just about. And all the new features, there were no new features. It was only a season mode because at the time they didn't have enough time or something like that, or it was a horrible design choice. It was no franchise mode. Number two, the fact that it was very limited in create a player, create a team options. Very, very, very limited. Those two things, if you want to add a third one, it's because it's not for casual games, because it's a 2K game. So you take those three, really just those two, the first two I mentioned, you take those two, mix it up, it's not going to sell. Okay, because everybody was hoping for another 2K5, and not everybody knows about licensing and all that type of stuff. So when they released that with no franchise and very limited create a player options, word of mouth spread, got low ratings, and nobody bought into it. And the fact that they went from $20 to whatever I think it was probably like a $60 game like any other game. nobody felt it was justified to pay that amount. And that's why it didn't sell. Not to mention, it didn't have the NFL license. That's a given. Duh. But if 2K would have kept making football games, if they would have kept making football games, they would be on top right now. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind they'll be on top right now. And no doubt in my mind that Madden football would actually be better. Madden football would be better if 2K continued to make football games, but they chose not to make football games. So really, you can't get exactly upset at EA because you said it in your own video. All Pro Football was the standard. So the fact that 2K did not make any more games, that's on them. That's not so much on EA. They let EA win. They punked out. And the reason why they punked out is because they want that NFL license. Corporation wanted that NFL license. Let me break it down for you too about 2K Sports. Now, 2K Sports is a subsidiary company of 2K Games, which is a subsidiary company of Take-Two Interactive. Take-Two Interactive owns 2K Games, and 2K Games owns 2K Sports, which is also Visual Concepts is under 2K Sports. So it's a long tree. You know, Take-Two, the NFL are the main reasons why there is no 2K football game. So the core element of your argument of EA, it's a travesty that EA stole simulation. One, you can't steal simulation. You get sued for that. Two, the true travesty in its purest form is the fact that 2K stopped making football games. They stopped trying. That's the real issue, and nobody really sees that. Only a select few individuals see that. And that's where we stand with the Sim Standard, the fact that they chose not to make any more football games. They could make another football game right now, in which they should have been. But they don't want to rough up the NFL licensing. They want to get that NFL license again. Take-Two, you know, the corporation, they want to get the NFL license again. If they continue to make football games, they would have made their own bread. They would have been successful, and that would have rubbed the NFL the wrong way, more than likely. And like I said, look at the deal. It's pure factual, pure facts here. This is not my opinion. This is not a list I just made up. Pure facts. They have the NFL license. They don't have the simulation football license. 2K could have still made a game. Part 2, let's go.